the nostrils, so the actual hole here. So when I ask you about it in the question, it'll have hole in the question, because otherwise you'll just tell me it's something else. I've found from experience. So it's a hole, it's an opening. They want you to know about this whole area in here. All of this is the nasal cavity, and it contains the nasal conchae, the superior, the middle, and the inferior. This area over here is the internal nares. Again, it will have opening in it so that you know I'm looking for that area. From here all the way down to here is pharynx. This is the nasopharynx in here. And you can see, remember, our tonsil, our adenoid up here. And then the oropharynx in here. And then the laryngopharynx down in here. So I'll ask you which portion of the pharynx is indicated. So make sure you don't just write pharynx there, because it's in the question. This blue guy is the epiglottis here. Again, it's going to snap shut when we eat so that food doesn't go into the system. This is also the epiglottis. Okay, so again, it shuts down to prevent food from entering. So it's this guy that moves. That guards the opening. This opening in here would be referred to as the glottis, the hole here. And then if we pick this up and open it, that's the glottis, the hole, the opening into the rest of the system. Yes, so it's a hole. Now, we can also see the larynx. The larynx begins here and ends down here. The larynx is from here to here. And then again, we have the larynx from about here to here. Okay, so all three of these are on the larynx. We'll
so
just
here it's the blue.
The areas in blue. So everything from here.
Can you point out on the second one?
From here to here. Okay, and from here to here. I'll just do the big ones. This is nice and big, but make sure that you can see them on all. So the first thing that they want you to be able to find is the thyroid cartilage, which is this bad boy here. It's huge. So for this guy right here, all of that is thyroid cartilage. And again, the thyroid actually does hook up to that, which is how it gets its name. Now the bottom cartilage is called the cricoid. You can see it's fairly small on the front, but when we turn it around to the back, all of that is cricoid as well. So it's really big on the posterior aspect, marks the inferior border on the front and the back. They also want you to be able to find the vestibular versus the vocal folds, so the true and false vocal cords. False is on top, true is on bottom. The ones that they're showing you here, the white, are true. And that's not a vocal fold. So these are only showing really true vocal cords.
It's the thing that lines.
It's the white, yeah. Okay? From there, air moves down into the trachea. So we don't really have it on this model. We have it from here to here, and then we have a little stub of it here. So this is all trachea. Once it branches, these are the primary bronchi, so primary bronchi. Then it branches again into secondary bronchi. And then once it gets to these different colored portions here, all of those are the tertiary bronchi, okay? And then we have to skip all the way over to this model. So here it is, it branches, it branches, it branches. We get down to these teeny branches, which are called the bronchioles. Okay, they would go down to an alveolar duct, which we don't see, but that's okay. And then we get to the alveolar sac, which is this whole bundle here. And each one of these is an alveolus. So this is one alveolus, another alveolus. The whole cluster is the alveolar sac. Now, this layer here on the outside would be considered the visceral pleura. We don't have a parietal pleura, so we'll cross that off. And then we're going to switch over to the lung model. Do we need to pause? Good. Keep going. Okay. So you're done? He shot his water. We don't have parietal.
It died. It couldn't handle the respiratory system.
Okay. So we have the right lung and the left lung. This time the apex is at the top and the base sitting on the diaphragm. So the apex and the base, we have the superior lobe, the middle lobe, and the inferior lobe on the right. On the left, it's just superior and inferior. We then have this little indentation, which is just the cardiac notch. That's it. That's this whole system.